Okay, welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is part 3 of Broken Sword 1, Shadow of the Templars, the director's cut. Excited to get straight back into it. Where did we leave it last time? We'd done a bunch of investigating work with Nico. She's bypassed the police. She's met George. George is a co-conspirator, co-star of these shows. George is George, and we've already got a glimpse of him. Nico's got the story got back and been preempted by her editor that the story's not going to be publishing, so all kinds of conspiracy vibes are flying around all over the place. And she's met George, and we know how that goes. So without further ado, really excited to get back stuck into it. Let's get back into Nico's apartment. Alright, so we're back into it again. Check our notes. So we've got a date with George. Let's see what he's got. He's found something else. Alright. It's the first time we've been in Nico's apartment. Let's take a good look around. There's tons of things. Look at the phone. Or use the phone, rather.
There wasn't anyone that I needed to call.
Good.
My old table had seen better days. I was beginning to know how it felt.
Can we do anything with it? Obviously something. What did I just do? Oh, I basically put her to sleep. Okay. Teddy bear. Nope. Owl. I can't tell this resolution. Oh my gosh, Nico, you might have to move faster.
My first teddy. Never had a boyfriend as loyal as him.
Unfortunate. Look at this picture. Just such great stylized art. Very French.
It was a photograph of my father. The first one I ever took. With the first camera he ever bought me.
The start of it all, Nico. The start of it all. Get the timer rolling. Stereo. Turn that on.
No messages for me.
No, I'm not giving up.
You have no messages.
Okay. That might be distracting. Let me turn it off for a minute. Kinda don't want to miss any dialogue.
I know where we are going, but I pray to God that we are gonna
Turn it
get
off.
there. Stay with me, don't leave me where you call, but you never did.
Can't turn it off. Okay, so that's our voicemail. See, machine. What do you used to call those? Answer machines. Alright, anything else in here? Oh yeah, check the box. The foot locker. Paper's just laying around on the floor. Anything? The elephant. I bet that's from her dad. A box.
The box was one of the few things my father left me. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Cochon's.
Sure. Let's open it. Do you remember what's in it? It's up to
The
us
box
to
was
find out.
carved by my father. It never had a key.
We have a key. I bet you there's a key inside the elephant. Nope.
The box was one of the few things. The elephant on the lid was. The box was one.
Okay.
The elephant.
Can only left click, right click does the same thing.
It was the beautiful elephant my father had carved.
So we can't smash it right now to check it out. I know, who would ever think of that? Well, I did. Alright, so we've got that box we've got to get into, and she's never been into. Nothing else? Okay. Go over this way. Right, exit. The street. I bet you, knitting woman, have something to do with this story, huh? Let's see, we can go to the street, one way. Let's go talk to her. I bet you there's a ton of dialogue here. Look at
It
her
was my
first.
neighbor, the so-called psychic.
Oh good, she's a psychic as well.
Mademoiselle Collard.
Oh, hello there. Don't tell me. and going to meet a tall, dark man.
No, I don't think so. Why would you say that?
Oh, just a wild guess.
Anyway, your cousin's female and very pretty.
What?
Your cousin from Marseille. How could you forget her so soon? She was only in your apartment yesterday.
Ah, really?
Such a charming young girl.
Isn't she? And in my apartment, you say?
She let herself in, of course. She's got a key.
Suddenly, everything made sense. My apartment had been bugged. That was how Plantard knew all
It was
about
his
my article.
cousin
How did I
person.
know? Because the only cousin I have is a sweet little guy called Jean-Marc, who runs a patisserie in Le Touquet. These people were determined, which meant they were also very dangerous.
Now, is this what she
I
looks like?
suppose she'd forgotten which apartment was mine.
Oh, Miss Collard, you're a mind reader. That's just what she said.
And you
Oh,
told
I
her.
bet it was. Well, I'd better be going. See what my sweet cousin's been getting up to.
Au revoir, mademoiselle.
With that knowledge, do we go back and take a look at the
So,
apartment?
where had my pretty new cousin hidden her little bug, eh? I was going to have to search everywhere.
Let's start with the phone.
There wasn't anyone that I
Alright.
needed to call.
Right.
The phone was the obvious place to look for a bug, but this handset hadn't been opened for years. Besides, they would have just bugged the line.
The teddy. It was the teddy in the study.
My first teddy. Never had a boyfriend as loyal as him.
So can't-
Undisturbed. No bugs
Okay,
there.
so she is going to check everything for bugs again that we've already looked at.
It was a photograph of my father. They hadn't placed the bug on the photo. No messages for me. No one had hidden a bug on the machine.
Gotta listen to this music again. No bug on the... No even option to check. Okay. No, not gonna see anything here. Guess the box is the last thing, huh? Well, this giant stack of papers on your floor. Well, the bug wouldn't work if it's inside a box, right?
The box was one of the few things my father left me, but that small metal disc underneath it in the chest was a recent addition.
Check everything.
The box was carved by my father. It never had a key. The box with the elephant on the lid, but that small metal disc
Okay.
underneath it in the chest was a recent addition.
Where's the... I can't move this? What does this wrench do? Okay, no. Alright. So... Can we pick up the small disc? Aha!
A small, sinister-looking metal disc had been tucked under my father's box. Oh, chère cousine. You left me a little present. You shouldn't have.
So where can we put this? She's just going to stomp on it.
You don't scare me. Espèce de...
Garbage chute. Alright. So we got rid of the bug. So let's go see what's down the street. Oh, we can go to Greater Paris. So where are we? That's a cafe. That's a Carchon, and that's Nico Ruggieri. What's that? Is that where Nico lives? Yes. Okay. Carchon residence. Do we need to go back there for anything yet? Well, it's closest, so let's go check it out before we go see George.
It was held in place by wires. Maybe it wasn't that after all. Maybe it was a cell phone transmitter.
Maybe. Oh, oui, oui.
I would be obliged if you did not touch the art, mademoiselle.
Another lippy security guard.
A bored-looking gendarme sat staring at the sculpture.
There's a hole up there. Look. Can we even see that? We can.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Can I ask what you're doing?
I am guarding the scene of a terrible and heinous crime.
Yeah, this statue. Tell me about it.
Au contraire, mademoiselle. This statue is a pure and visionary statement, a comment upon man's self-imposed isolation within a debased societal framework.
Not a crime, then.
The only crime you will find here is the murder of the great Monsieur Cachon.
No. How dramatic.
I know. Here in this very building, no less. It is top secret, but according to Cachon's wife, the killer was dressed as a mime. Police believe there was an accomplice, a young female journalist. Even as we speak, she is being hotly pursued up and down the land. No stone is being left unturned.
Good place to look for a journalist, officer.
We police are no fools.
Evidently. How was Monsieur Cachon killed?
He was shot in cold blood with a gun.
Why was he dressed as a mime?
I have my own theory. Either he was mad,
Oh?
or he was a real mime, trying to throw us all off the scent by cunningly not wearing a disguise.
How long have you been in the police force?
All my life, mademoiselle.
It shows.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't trust anybody. Oh,
You must be quite an
talk
aficionado
about
of
this
modern art.
Au contraire, I adore it. In fact, I dabble myself.
Oh, really? I used to dabble myself, but I managed to quit in the end.
This is
Why would a mime kill Monsieur Cachon?
He was a hired killer, I expect. Everybody knows mimes don't leave prints.
Everybody knows that. Are we done? Alright, well, let's try. Oh, but we can't get past him now.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
mademoiselle. This is a crime scene, and I cannot permit you to pass beyond this point.
Alright, well. Oh, what's this down low? Legs.
Please do not finger the wires. They are high-tension, titanium-coated wires, especially imported from Birmingham, in England.
This guy was either into art or wire, or both.
If they were to become freed, this superb piece of kinetic engineering would topple and fall. At the same time,
Hint, hint.
the force of the recoil would take your eye out.
Let's try and topple
Please do not fiddle with the...
one. Okay.
Just your average modern art retaining wire.
Can we mess with him? Nothing I can see we could use. Nope. Alright. Let's go. Let's go run into the police. Oh, they're looking for us. Or not. What's that? I can't remember. Oh, I clicked on the phone by mistake.
I didn't need to call anyone.
Let's go through the door. Did we go through this door? Yeah, George came out this door, didn't he?
The door was locked.
Okay. Alright. Let's go to the cafe. Boarded up cafe. We can go that way again. It's cool being able to follow in George's footsteps. Let's talk to this guy.
The workman looked about as eager and helpful as your average road digger.
Let's go talk to him. Talk to him.
Hello, could I ask you some questions?
That depends. Are you a cop?
No, I'm a journalist.
Bit late, aren't you? They already took away the body.
I'm doing a follow-up on this story.
A follow-up already.
Tell me, are you related to the workman I saw digging the hole?
Don't talk to me about flobage.
Flobage.
Okay.
He just won a fortune on the horses and he won't give me a cent.
Well, it's his money.
When he was broke, he was happy to touch me for a loan. Brothers should look after each other, he used to say. He's changed his tune, now he's brassed up.
Okay.
You're doing a fine job.
So
Damn
grumpy.
right I am. You should be writing about me, not that idiot that got blown up.
The heroes who pick up the pieces when disaster strikes.
Exactly.
Well, give me your best smile and maybe I'll put your picture in the article.
Oh, right. Just give me a minute to do my hair.
Charisma 12, Nico. His hair. Oh gosh. No. Let's not make the mistake of making them do that again. What? Was it waiting for me to do something that whole time?
Hello?
Yes.
Have the police finished with the crime scene?
What does it look like? I got orders to board up the windows, and that's what I'm doing.
I have a feeling we need to drive this conversation all the way through.
So the body's been removed?
I certainly hope so, or it'll stink to high heaven when they take down these boards.
Shouldn't you check?
Are you kidding? They don't pay me enough to put up boards, let alone check for dead bodies.
I need to take some more pictures.
Of course.
Oh, so
My
he turns his
pleasure.
back.
Just give me a moment.
So we can sneak in here. Yes.
The police had removed the body, but nothing else looked disturbed.
What can we do? We can look at the mirror, the bottle. Let's take a look at the mirror.
One piece of glass survived. The rest had been smashed to pieces. Oops! Stupid thing.
Oh, let me take a look. What is that? Reflected behind the table?
A panel had been blown away, revealing a gap. From this angle, I could see that something had been lodged in the gap behind the pipes.
What? Pipes? Oh, over here? Well, let's take it.
From this angle,
Okay. Well.
from this angle,
Oh, alright, so we can't. Can we move the table now? Yes, okay.
behind the table were some damaged pipes.
And a Templar cross.
Now I'd seen it in the mirror, I could make out something behind the pipes. Voila! The police and forensic teams had missed a vital piece of evidence. Some kind of pouch. On the pouch was the cross symbol of Carchon's organization. I was on the right track.
Let's take a look.
On the pouch was the cross symbol of Carchon's organization. Inside the pouch were two items: a strange metallic artifact and a letter in some kind of code.
Oh, we've got a hole. Where? In that room under the... where we had that big puzzle?
The artifact had a sword laid across scales. There was a
Yes.
picture of Lady Justice on the locked panel in the room below the conciergerie. Another coded message using the same cipher system. So, Plantard was involved with Carchon.
Oh, this again. Alright. So we know how to do this now. Okay, yep. So... alright, so let's find the most common again. Wasn't that the same word? Pierre. So those... that, remember, there's the first one. R, so that would be... this would be an R. And then those would be the most common, which would be an E. So is it... yeah, E. So P-I. This is an easier start than last time. P. And then this would be I. Alright. Is that one symbol? This? Oh no, that's an... so it'll be an S, it's apostrophe. So that's an S. Some side. No, it's not I'd, so... Pierre's... Some of these look like real letters, it's confusing to look at. Alright, what are we missing? So, A. So, A. What's a common symbol? That could be A. That could be A. Let's try that one. And that's more likely to be A. Okay. AS as is. It can be is if that's Pierre. Us. Could it be us? Murderer. There we go. M. D. Plantard. Okay, plantard. L. Oh no. Okay, so that must be... Yeah, that's going to be A instead. N. T. Pierre killed murder. Pierre killed murder. What? Pierre killed. Okay, K. Must have. Which one? H. And V. A trail from F. Followed, that's going to be followed, so this is going to be an O. Followed from Arno and Yamada. We knew that one from the first one. He will come for us now. We must be vigilant.
Plantard. Pierre killed. Murderer must have followed trail from Arno and Yamada. He will come for us now. We must be vigilant. Thierry's girl broke into Pierre's safe. She worries me. Imelda. So much for Imelda's innocence. Plantard was working for her, and for Canchon. But why did Plantard want to meet? Was it a trap? Or maybe he was in too deep and needed me to tell a story, whatever the story was. One thing was clear. It was a story worth killing for.
It's Plantard. Let's read that again.
Another coded message using the same cipher system. So, Plantard was involved with Cauchon. Plantard. Pierre killed. Murderer must have followed trail from Arno and Yamada. He will come for us now. We must be vigilant. Thierry's girl broke into Pierre's safe. She worries me. Imelda. So much for Imelda's innocence. Plantard was working for her, and for Canchon. But why did Plantard want to meet? Was it a trap? Or maybe he was in too deep and needed me to tell a story, whatever the story was. One thing was clear. It was a story worth killing for.
Imelda is up to her neck in it. Okay, so we advance the plot. Here we go. Cauchon's organization of Chung kept me under surveillance. How about the costume kill? There's some kind of war going on, okay. Police missed that evidence. Decrypted a message written to Plantard by Imelda. So, yeah. She warns Plantard that the murder will come after them. Plantard must have really wanted to tell me or show me something. Wow, okay. What's up with this bottle? So we can't get back in and see
It was a
Imelda
brandy
either.
bottle.
Let's get it.
Some journalists drink on the job, not me.
It's a bottle, Nico. I'm sure it's going to be
Some
useful. Okay. Is that it in here? So salt and pepper's here. Okay. No, that's it here. Let's exit.
Hey, what about my photos?
Of course,
How could I forget?
Well, I'm waiting. Get your camera out.
Camera. Oh, I forgot. It broke.
Alors, they should never send a woman to do a man's job.
Well, this woman had fooled him easily enough. And found the evidence the police had missed.
Sweet. Alright, let's go. I bet we'll get caught here. Let's go check down that alleyway that George went down after he went in the sewer. Walking very fast, Nico. Must be those heels. Can we look at the same stuff? No, we can go down the sewer though. And out the same door, right?
There might have been clues down there,
we don't have the
but
tool.
I was relieved I didn't have a sewer key.
Okay. So let's go back to. Let's see if we can call someone from this phone. Call George.
I didn't need to call anyone.
You go get ready for your date then. Alright.
The strange metal artifact I found in Plantard's pouch had pointed back to the quayside.
Oh yeah, that's right. Good job, Nico. I would have forgotten about that. Do we still have to put that thing in there? We don't know, because we've opened the door already. Okay, let's do the thing. Lift. Wedge. Stick that in there. Open. Well then, let's go check out what that hole is. The lights on. Okay.
Plantard's key fitted the lock, so he must have used this place too.
They're all in it. Tore up fragments.
The folders were empty. Someone had removed anything that they thought could be incriminating.
Looks like photograph
A
fragments.
photograph had been torn up. If I could just arrange the pieces.
Okay.
Oh my god. It can't be.
It's your dad. My kids would love this. How long is this piece? There we go. It's your dad.
There was no doubt about it. It was a picture of my father. Papa, oh God. After what I'd gone through, I thought I could face anything, but not this. My father, the one person in the whole world who I truly admired, standing with Crachon, while those murderers carried on with their evil work. My father, grinning at the camera. I couldn't believe it.
Must be something else here.
I realized that I desperately needed to get to the bottom of this story, and that I really needed George.
Well, let's go get ready to see him. This is an awesome story already. Sucks you in. George.
The door was shabby and in need of a coat of paint. I couldn't imagine the Collard woman living here.
Well, she does. Oh, we didn't talk to...
I pushed against the door, but it seemed to be locked.
No bell? Okay. Talk to the crazy knitting woman.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
No thanks.
I'm very good. It only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to.
What, garlic cellar.
Do you know a young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do. She lives upstairs from me in the apartment block across the street.
I tried the door, but it's locked.
You know, I've told the landlord about that 1,000,000 times. It is a damp. The whole building is like a sponge. It sucks up the moisture from God knows where.
You mean the door is stuck because it's swollen?
That is correct. There is an art to opening it. Don't shove too hard. Just give it a gentle nudge above the lock.
Thanks for the advice. How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating. It's a struggle to keep warm. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes.
Just an open
I've
book.
heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
That's awful.
Now don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
Still
Have you
going.
seen anyone out here watching Mademoiselle Collard's apartment?
Yes, I have. A strange man. Tall and thin as a broomstick. He kept his face hidden.
Nothing
But I saw
passes
his
her,
eye
huh?
peering from evil little slits.
How was he dressed?
A long brown raincoat with an hat.
Or like Humphrey Bogart?
Yes,
What
but he didn't have Bogart's charisma. Besides, this guy looked like he needed a toilet. You never saw Bogart clenching his buttocks like that.
What? What?
Is there anything else you can tell me about Mademoiselle Collard?
No, monsieur.
Okay, we exhausted that line then. Flowers.
Are the flowers for sale?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. I'll take a bunch of those white ones.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with death.
Yikes. Well, thanks for telling me. What other flowers do you have?
Dahlias?
What do they signify?
Insecurity?
I don't want to give her the wrong idea about me. What about the tall yellow ones?
Those are iris, the flame of passion.
And the little yellow ones?
Sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to make an impression, not jump down her throat.
Goodness me. Oh, we can talk about a bunch of stuff.
Do you recognize this nose?
No, monsieur.
Okay.
I've changed my mind. Will you tell my fortune?
You're going on a long journey.
My, oh my. What a surprise. Can you tell me anything I don't already know? How does this fortune-telling routine work?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be selling flowers for a living.
Haven't you ever wondered why you were blessed with the gift?
Well, it's a bit like satellite television, I suppose. Some of us are born with a built-in receiver dish. I just happen to be one of the lucky ones.
You have a wealth of knowledge here.
Can you really foretell the future?
Only time will tell, monsieur. The strange thing is, I can't seem to see myself in the future. Other people, I have no problem. But when I try to see what might happen to me, nothing.
That must be scary.
Maybe. I figure it's a kind of natural safety mechanism. Either that, or I don't have a future.
It's deep. What's this?
What can you tell me about this tissue?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Material.
What can you tell me about this material?
It's a very expensive piece of cloth, monsieur.
Alright.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
Let's try this door then. You will.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock. Hi.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George.
Right into her apartment? What? Making no sense.
Eh bien? And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers underneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck. Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
My editor told me to drop this story. Can you believe it?
But you're not gonna do that.
Oh no. I'm going to find out what's behind these killings. It just doesn't add up. It almost feels like some sort of conspiracy. The police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone.
Alright. That clown is the scariest looking picture.
Tell me more about yourself.
There's nothing much to tell.
Well, how'd you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought me my first camera. I was 8, and my parents had just split up.
Did you live with your father?
Yes. My mother went off with her new boyfriend. I didn't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really. Always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted me to study art. That's why I went to college.
This is getting a lot to know about you.
Did you learn about photography at college?
God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
No, it's probably for real.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Arnaud Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it, millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off. The only witness in the case was his
Dialogue in
Filipino
this.
au pair. She swears he was lured to his death by a snowman.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium.
How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown.
I had been about to add mine to the list, but stopped myself.
Right.
I really didn't want to have to explain to George about my father's involvement with Cachon.
You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you this, I will not be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance for a big break.
Or an early death.
It's a crazy story.
I found this false nose in the sewer.
Hey, what's this inside it?
The contents of someone's nose?
Don't be cross, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume.
Okay, next lead.
I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed a film I shot at the cafe. Here, George. It's an enlargement I made.
This is awesome. Let's have a look.
Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh no?
Take a close look at his right cheek.
Yeah,
A scar in the shape of a horseshoe.
Or a crescent
Crescent
moon.
Moon. And that was from where?
How come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
When he was the one slipping out of the sewer, that's where that came from.
I found this tissue down the sewer.
That's disgusting, George.
No, I think the stuff on it is grease paint. Like actors use, or clowns?
It's still disgusting. Get rid of it.
Last thing.
This is the tool I used to get into the sewers.
Fascinating, George.
Yeah.
You're not interested, are you?
Nope.
Of course I am. I think it was very brave of you to go down those sewers.
Yeah? Well, it was kind of scary, but... Well, I had a job to do.
Alright.
I have to go.
Okay.
So now
I'll
we've
see
got a
you
few
later.
places to go check out. Let's check these notes. She took at the scene. Okay, shows a man emerges from the courtyard wearing pants, trousers made of the same material, and there's a scar on his cheek. Okay. Alright, we're good. So, can we go and see that place then? There it is. Risée du Mall. Cafe, he's already been. So, this is. Where are we going next? The clown shop. The costume shop. Yep. Cool, this reminds me of Monkey Island. Monkey Island 2. There's a costume shop in that. Oh man, so much to look at. It's like a find the secret items page, but nothing's coming up. Okay, maybe you have to wait. Just talk to the guy.
The guy's spoon-shaped face was mournful and humorless. He looked like a vegetarian in a slaughterhouse. Excuse me.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind, for in these four walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere. I just need some information.
Of course. How can I help you?
Have you heard of a man named Plantile?
I do not recall anyone of that name.
Maybe you've seen this crazy clown then.
I'm looking for a man who hired a clown costume from you.
Oui, monsieur. I do not see how I can help.
Don't you keep a record of costumes that you've rented out?
Of course, monsieur, but...
Well, then I'd like to check your records. Give me the names of everyone who's rented a clown suit.
Impossible. There are too many.
Must be somebody. How about this guy? With the...
Do you recognize this man?
Oui, monsieur. I sold him some grease paint.
Really?
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that.
I love the clue noise that comes in that makes you know that you found something.
Bestheimer's number 7 white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
To that dude?
Do you recognize this man?
Ah oui? He was here this morning. That is the man to whom I sold the grease paint. I remember the scar on his face. He chose 2 costumes. Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
What does this tool mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur.
Very well put. Alright, we're good.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur.
Did we find
Allow
anything
me
out?
to shake you by the hand.
Huh? Well, okay. What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
And shocker.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Classic dialogue. Oh, we've got some stuff we can look at now. Alright, let's make sure we don't miss anything in here. A gramophone.
It was an antique phonograph, the kind you have to wind by hand.
Let's do it. Does that give us anything else to talk to him about?
Oui, monsieur?
Do you want this buzzer back?
No. You keep it.
Are you sure this is the same man who hired the clown suit?
Certainement,
Certainement.
Monsieur Khan.
Alright.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur.
Oh, do we have anything in our inventory to show him? No. Nothing else in here. Gramophone. Nope. Alright. Okay, so we got new information. Police office. Let's go see what Nico's doing.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Right.
The guy at the novelty shop gave me this.
What is it?
A hand buzzer. You put it in your hand and give people electric shocks.
Why?
It's a gag. A practical joke.
If you ever use it on me, I'll break your arm.
Okay, okay. I get the picture.
It's a no then. Alright.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
So we got nothing going on in here. Let's talk to her again.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. How's your girlfriend?
She's not my girlfriend.
Maybe not yet, but I see your paths entwined in the future.
I doubt it. Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Oh, what a hunk.
He's a killer.
I can see that. His eyes say it all.
Would you like to shake my hand?
No, I wouldn't. I can see the future, remember.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur.
Do I need to go back into that courtroom? Cafe, Rougerie. Let's do the police office at least. We've been there. Alright. Shake this dude's hand.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
What do you want now?
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his right cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume. Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur. It's Stobart, monsieur. He insists on talking to you again.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
Strange interactions here.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
But of course, Mr. Stobart. My mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
But
Have been taken off the case.
what about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
And into whose?
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No, you must forget the business of the clown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobart.
I don't think that's happening.
Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
Plantard.
I heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantar.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
Okay, we done?
So long, Inspector.
Let's check our visitor's logs.
I know the identity of the dead guy. His name was Plantar.
Is that so? You knew him, did you?
No, but
We'll know everything there is to know about him soon enough.
I'm trying to be helpful here.
The best way you can help us is to go home, monsieur.
Stop bothering us.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur?
It's the guy who bombed the cafe. The clown.
This man looks nothing like a clown?
He's taken off his grease paint and costume.
Then there is nothing to link this man with the killing.
Nothing? Look at those murderous eyes.
Hardly likely to get him convicted.
Bit thin there, George. I don't know if I'm wasting my time
found
here.
this red nose in the sewer.
What were you doing down there?
Fishing for clues. That's where the clown went.
You still insist you saw a clown, monsieur?
Of course. And this novelty nose proves it.
It will take more than a plastic proboscis to convince Inspector Rousseau.
You don't want this as evidence, then?
Certainly not, monsieur.
Do you recognize this dirty tissue?
No, monsieur, I do not.
I found it in the sewer.
Perhaps it would be better if you put it back there.
No.
No way. This could be an important clue.
If you say so, monsieur.
I feel that dirty handkerchief is going to come in useful.
Would you like to shake my hand, Sergeant?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur. The gesture could be misconstrued.
Alright, let's get out of this.
See you later, Sergeant. It was just some police paperwork, a search warrant.
Nothing else here. Phones.
Hello? Who is this?
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
The man I'm looking for is called Khan. He bought a suit from you, remember?
Mr. Khan. Yes, I remember him. Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number.
Here we
It
go.
was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Let's go get him, George. Let's try not to get killed. Hotel Ubu. There we go. Now we're making some progress. Look at these goons outside. Hallway around the back. Alleyway around the back.
The man looked like an amiable Bigfoot. The guy looked just like a weasel. Excuse me.
Yeah?
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
No, I ain't. Don't tell me I missed him. Oh, that's too bad. I love the clowns, don't you?
I've seen daytime television that was funnier.
I love it when the little guys get hyped.
That figures.
Custard pies, hose pipe down the pants, then smack! A plank in the kisser.
What?
You ever meet a guy called Plantar?
No, I ain't.
You missed your chance. If you're quick, you'll catch him at the coroner's. Do you happen to know a guy named Khan?
That ain't nobody I know.
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
Is this a trick question?
No. I simply asked if you recognized him.
Okay then. No, I don't.
Have you ever seen this clown's nose before?
Nope.
Alright, I don't think these guys are what we need.
See you later.
Not if you see me first.
Feast. Let's see then. I just don't feel like they're going to do anything yet. Wow. Okay.
The woman was obviously English. She had all the qualities of Boadicea, Elizabeth I, and Margaret Thatcher rolled into one. It wasn't a pretty sight. Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Plump beef. Pause for a minute. Plump beef. Okay.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is dick.
Precisely.
What?
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organizes fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Are you here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
The innuendo in this game is spectacular. She has a lot to say.
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Goodness, this is a long string.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Okay, we got to the end of that. It's almost time to end this video. I think we should explore this area first, though, before we can quit it out. Let's see, I'm done with her for a minute, I think.
I recognize the guy.
So
it was the Nobel Prize winner from the country whose name I couldn't pronounce.
Let's see what he's up to. Beautiful staircase.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you know a guy called Plantar?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
What's this guy doing here?
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have. Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England. Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Number 1 in all of Kazakhstan. Okay.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Wonder if these two are involved in any way. Staircase. What's over here? Oh, hello. Very prim and proper looking key. Let's try taking it right away.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You were trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
Okay, alright, let's see. Let's go through this lines of dialogue. What's this first?
It was the register of guests staying at the hotel.
Okay.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan. If the killer was staying here, he'd used a different pseudonym.
Makes sense.
The clerk wore a disdainful expression, like he'd been born with it.
Let's see how disdainful.
I want some information.
Who are you?
Nice
The
cravat.
police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Oh wow, we've got lots to get through here.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so.
So he's not walked in a clown suit then?
Do you know a man named Plantau?
No, monsieur.
Khan.
Do you have a guest by the name of Khan?
No, monsieur. Perhaps you would care to check the register.
I already did.
Alors, you know I am telling the truth. May Saint Armand strike me down if I lie.
The man who calls himself Khan has a scar on his right cheek.
Vraiment? I tell you, I do not know a man named Khan.
Maybe not, but I noticed a change in his expression when I mentioned the scar.
Right.
About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
Can we check
Do you
in?
recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
Jingle, jingle.
Do you recognize this red nose?
No, monsieur.
What do you make of this tissue?
Do you wish me to dispose of it for you, monsieur?
Hey, no! It could be useful. I'm holding on to this.
As you wish, monsieur. Perhaps you would like a little plastic baggie to keep it in?
Nah, it's fine the way it is.
What? Shake
hey,
my hand.
Shake my hand.
I'd rather not,
Someone's
monsieur.
going to.
I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Alright, how do we get up to the... We can't get the room. Let's go upstairs and take a look. Second room on the right, right?
If the tailor's description was correct, this was the killer's room. The sign on the door read 22.
So we need to get in at 21.
The sign on the door read 22. The door was locked.
21? Right there.
The sign on the door read 21. The door was locked.
We need to get a room. How are we going to do that? More talking to the guests, I guess. Let's talk to them. Give us a room.
What now, monsieur?
I want that room.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
As well exhaust
What
this.
do you make of this tool?
Stunning, monsieur. I bet you handle it like a professional.
Okay, so how do we get up into that room? Let's talk to this plump beef one more time.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act,
Yes.
darling?
Oh, no. It's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scout's honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
It's next to the room the killer is using.
What killer?
It's a long story.
This dude.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
What?
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
Well, he's the man I'm trying to get into the room.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
Jingle, jingle. Well, let's do it. Come on.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps.
She's
The
on
clerk
case
put
now.
it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Let's get into his room. Come on.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantar's briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
Yes.
If I could get in there, I would.
And that's why you want the key?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's do it. Well, come on then. Okay, what's the note? She's after revenge. Alright, well, let's go.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Let's go.
I really need that key bad.
I'm not convinced I should help you, darling.
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might be a connecting door.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
There we go. Thank goodness. Let's go. Plump beef.
I say! You there? Flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Alright, let's go, let's go, let's go. Wow, sachet.
Over to you, my dear.
Get the key. Got it. Upstairs. Alright, let's go. And with that, we are going to end...
The door was locked.
We're going to end this video on that cliffhanger. Next one, we're going to go in and we're going to see if we can get into the killer's room. Although, something tells me it's going to be harder than I think. So, anyway, till next time, if you enjoy this and this kind of content, please feel free, consider subscribing, leave a like, a nice comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, bye.